Hey guys, this is gonna be my chapter review to One Piece, maybe even the Seven Deadly Sins, 328 or Nanatsu no Taizai 328. I forget what it was called. It's called the One's Ultimate. Now, I read this chapter kind of somehow, some way. I managed to just not consider everything that's happened in the previous 327 chapters, and I kind of just took this chapter in all its glory, and I read it, and I'm gonna say it. I kind of really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good, and the way it started, the way it ended, the middle. I thought it was a very, very well done chapter. To be quite honest, that's obviously taking out all that kind of consideration of power levels. Kind of taking in a little bit of that fairy tale esque friendship power kind of thing, but I don't know, something about the chapter I just really enjoyed. So let's go through it and just talk about the parts that I found cool. And maybe you guys might agree, but I think I might get a bit of a trashing from everybody for enjoying this chapter. So we start off with the Demon King's arm still stuck within Escanor's abs, and Diane and King are just like, "Yo, why is he still in his the one form even after that minute at high noon has passed?" The Demon King's there like, "Yo, shit, my arm's kind of stuck. It's like it's toffee or some shit." Escanor over here, his mustache is flaming, his hair is flaming. He's got this kind of veiled, V-shaped coat kind of thing of flames, and he looks a lot like Endeavor. Actually, I mean, like when you see Endeavor, flame on. That's what Escanor looks like right now. So the Demon King starts wailing on him to try and pull his arm out. Meliodas realizes very quickly here, like literally the second or third page, and he's like, "Wait, that's not the power of sunshine." Escanor is quite literally converting his life force into magic power. Now, I'm pretty sure we've seen this trope. I was going to say in another manga, but I think we've seen this in every manga. Oh my god, he doesn't have enough power. He's using his life energy. He's burning away his years of life for power. And you're just like, oh shit, cool. That's something we've never seen before, right? Am I right, guys? Anyway, that's happening. Meliodas is obviously concerned by this, and I liked the fact, having just gotten that backstory, I like the fact that suddenly Meliodas actually gives a shit about Escanor. It's not to say that he hasn't before, it's just that he seems visibly, and that we have panels of Meliodas being concerned. He's sweating a little bit, his eyes have changed back to that, he's not in his demon form, and he seems to genuinely give a shit about the fact that one of the sins is burning his life away in order to demolish the Demon King. So he's there and he realizes that Escanor is intending to completely burn out his own life. Get the wick, the candle all the way down. I don't know what the term is there, but to burn out his candle of life and demolish the Demon King in the same kind of process. Anyway, so while he's doing this, he's looking like Endeavor. Like I said before, his hair is aflame, his mustache is aflame, eyes aflame. He's got this V-shaped flame going down the front of his chest and into his pecs, into his abs. Sorry, the Demon King gets absolutely wrecked here. You see here that Merlin's eyes have whited out after she realizes that, oh shit, Escanor is about to do something. And I thought she would have said something like, maybe, obviously, like someone was saying in the comments that it's not, Merlin has never displayed a romantic interest in Escanor, so I'm not asking for her to display any kind of romantic interest in him, like suddenly start crying, be like, no, don't die, Jack, or anything like that. None of that shit. I'm not expecting that, but she seems to be concerned about him. She seems to genuinely actually care about his general well-being, even if she's never said it outright. The fact that she was the one who, even in that flashback, to pop up beside him when he's reciting poetry and when he's about to run away, she's the one that popped up next to him. And when he thought that he'd killed Meliodas and Ban, she's the one that popped up to him and spoke to him first. So I feel like she's always felt this kind of, not necessarily romantic feelings. I feel like she's always had this attachment to Escanor, not just in the fact that he's an interesting human being from her kind of psychotic perspective, but I feel she's been interested in him as a human being, and I feel she likes him as a friend. So she should have at least, I feel like here she should have at least been like, hey Escanor man, either root for him and be like, kick some ass, or say something like, your life is too valuable. I was hoping she'd pop up behind him and try and stop him, or come up in front of him and be like, your life is too valuable for you to burn it out. That's not what I'd want of you. Then he'd be like, okay, boner down. Garth is concerned, Diane's concerned, everybody's concerned. The Demon King gets a nice uppercut in here, but he gets a straight right hook back, sending him flying. Escanor looks absolutely savage throughout this whole thing. The artwork was insane this chapter, by the way, so props to Nakaba for that. The Demon King's pissed off here, so he throws a giant black testicle is the only way I can describe it, right at Escanor. Sorry for all the background noise. I have people in the house. Anyway, he throws this giant black ball at Escanor, and we get our first interruption of the day. Meliodas comes and uses a move called Counter Vanish, which dissipates the black testy, essentially. I'm not sure if we've seen Meliodas use that before. And then we have Ban come in, second interruption. He's using Banishing Kill. I don't think we've seen him use that before. King comes in using a move called Fight Fire with Fire, which looks an awful lot like Bumblebee. And it's written as Bursting Blade Rain. I'm not sure, there's 3 different types of attack. It could be Bursting Blade Rain, Fight Fire with Fire, or Bumblebee, or maybe they're all the same thing. I don't know. The Demon King's eyes widen here. He's like, oh shit, people are actually attacking me, and he gets absolutely swarmed by all of these attacks. He gets some blood splurting out of him because of Ban's attack, and then he's getting pummeled by King's attack. And obviously this enrages the lion. This enrages Escanor. He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I told you I am not in need of your help. He steps forward, and the only person who has the balls to stand in front of him at this point is Meliodas. And Meliodas just stood there in front of him like, look here, you stupid little shit. I ain't asked you to join the 7 deadly sins just so that you could come out and burn your life away. If you wanna go and do it, you can try it. But if you want to try it, you got to move me out the way by force. So Meliodas is just there, like, once again, he's like, I didn't ask you to join the 7 deadly sins only so that you can go and pull off some stupid shit like this. Everyone else, like Diana's just like, oh my god, so profound. Barnes is there like, yo shit, like, we should have said this a couple chapters ago maybe. Merlin just seems to be, cool with it. King's cool with it. Garthas seems saddened. And I actually really like this part. The prideful Escanor, that pride, arrogant Escanor finally says, he's like, he addresses how much Meliodas and the sins mean to him. And I was like, oh shit, is this the proud form of Escanor saying this shit? And it is. He's like, do you remember back when I had no control over my own power and was just berserking wildly? And this is going to piss a lot of people off, because I said last chapter, and I think a lot of people might have said last chapter, the reason why Escanor got one-shotted was because he was not used to his power, and because his power hadn't reached the threshold it's at now. And people were just like, no, here, the one just got raped, oh my god. And I'm just like, calm your tits, because we get it right here. Even after that one shot that Meliodas performed the first time around, he fought Escanor in his the one form, and in his however many forms he has. He fought against him time after time after time after time, and he slapped the shit out of Escanor every single time. And Escanor here is displaying, basically, he says it in his own kind of proud words. He's like, as impudent as it was for you, you put that tiny little body of yours on the line, and you showed me how to start controlling and mastering my power, and you gave me, someone who was lost, somewhere to live, somewhere to be, somewhere not in isolation. I wasn't in solitude anymore. I had somewhere where I belonged with the sins. And then he says, do you have any idea how happy that made me, how much happiness that brought me? And Meliodas here is just shocked, like, yo, shit, this huge, muscular-ass dude is saying all this shit. It's the first time, I think, Proud Escanor has ever said anything nice about his teammates. So I thought that was really good character progression, seeing this guy who, on the cusp of, essentially, on the cusp of death, on the cusp of life, essentially, he's there just full of nothing but good words to say about his captain, about what he's done for him, and he's like, I just want you to remember this, because, my life is burning away. The Demon King, then, like, this is the weirdest drawing I've seen in my life. It's kind of cool, kind of weird. It's like this, what is it, Genos Mande? What's it called? Grenos? What the fuck? Menos Grande. I couldn't say it. Menos Grande. Looking things like this entirely, like this black demonic energy with little insectoid arms, and then little baby arms, and then praying mantis arms, and then horse legs, and then tentacles, and then it's got like this weird Menos Grande face kind of thing, and the Demon King simply refers to it as, oh, beast of darkness, and rip out their entrails. So Escanor's like, no more bullshit, I'm gonna go kill it. I swore to protect my friends, and I swore an oath to myself that day, when I got whooped by you the first time, and I've kept it ever since. I'm gonna stake whatever I have left of this life for my friends and for the sins. So he goes to try and attack this, and you see instantly what the sins are thinking, especially Meliodas. Meliodas has that face of, you know what, I like this guy, I'm not gonna just let him burn his life away in the, like, doing whatever he's about to do. The rest of them, Merlin just looks kind of down, shuts her eyes. King, his fringe is covering his eyes because so now he's like a K-pop guy. He's too cool to show his eyes. Everybody else is just silent. Meliodas, you can see in his face what he's about to do. So Escanor going straight towards this Menos Grande face. It starts vomiting out hands. Anything which starts vomiting out hands, run from that shit. Run from it instantly. But Escanor's too sick for that. Meliodas then flies right past Escanor really fast in his assault mode form, looking awesome. His assault mode form, by the way, always looked awesome. And he starts doing a bit of the friendship stuff. He's like, if you're going to put your life on the line, then it's only right that we put our lives on the line for you too. Even though you're dying, and it's not really, he's not really throwing away his life. That's been the whole point, right? Escanor identified that he was dying. And he identified that his body was falling apart. He didn't have long to live. So what he wanted to do was go out in like a fireball, a blaze of glory, right? And that's essentially what his whole thing has been. I'm going to die for my friends. I'm going to burn out whatever last bit of life I have because I'm dying anyway. A sickness with no remedy. But Meliodas is just like, if you're fighting, we're fighting. We're all fighting for each other. No bullshit. We're going to go in balls deep. So the Sins all pop up next to him saying, you're not alone anymore. You haven't been for a long time. And I'm just like, cool. Good stuff. Alright. So then they all just launch attacks. Merlin looking very casual. King, I'm not sure what he does. Escanor looking really cool. A lot like, once again, Endeavor with his cruel son. Ban doing something with his Kurishus, and Diane doing something, and then Garth is shooting an arrow. That Beast of Darkness gets absolutely decimated, doesn't even have like 2 pages worth of life. And the Demon King is surprised by this. And then Escanor, and kind of, these are going to be his final moments. This isn't like he's not dying next chapter, I don't think. But he's identifying here that, I don't have much time left. I'm burning out a lot of my energy. So he says to the Sins and the captain, he's like, forgive me. It's too late for me to back out now. I'm in this form where I'm burning through my freaking life like butter. So instead, I'm handing down an order to everyone. And then he says, allow me the honor of fighting alongside you all. And once again, I feel like that really broke down the barrier of Escanor acting like he's all proud and mighty above everyone. He's really kind of let that slide a bit, and he's saying, allow me the honor of fight. That's nothing that no one would ever think that the proud Escanor would ever say, allow me the honor of fighting beside you. So I really love the fact that in his final moments he's kind of putting aside that pride, and he's showing his friends that this is how much you mean to me. This is why I'm doing this. This is why I've taken all this pain. This is why I've taken this power. This is why I've trained for this power. This is why I've had my ass handed to me by Meliodas time and time again. It's so I can protect you guys. It's so I can make good of that oath I made to Rosa years and years ago. It's so that I can never basically watch my friends die in front of me. And the fact that he let down his pride here, I really thought that was cool. Meliodas here, I think, identifies as like, alright, we can't stop the guy from dying, but at least he's going to let us fight beside him until the bitter end. Meliodas is happy. He's smiling in his black-eyed form. And the next chapter is going to be called Zeldris versus the Demon King. So hopefully we'll get more of that fleshed out. But I think I've explained why I like this chapter. You guys can roast me for it. But yeah, I thought this was actually a solid chapter, getting rid of all that, the story plot holes, the constant power scaling issues we have. I enjoyed this chapter. I thought to be fair, the last 10, 20 chapters, maybe even longer than that, this has been Nakaba's best work. So props to Nakaba where props are due. And I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in a bit.